Hello guys and welcome back to this channel. So listen to this. I don't know what is happening. I'm not really lucky with gold at all and it's stressing me out. Now that right there was me getting emotional because price wasn't getting to a specific level that I actually wanted it to get to, right? Before I can now execute a trade. The whole of last week except from Monday, I was stressed out because I did not get a comfortable trade to execute. This week as well, Monday was highly stressful, right? Today, I actually came into the market hoping for price to push all the way down to a good zone for me to execute. And it was actually leaving me behind. That was why I was actually emotional. But you can see that I executed this trade right here and it pushed all the way down to profit. Why? Because this was a counter trade. Remember, when you look at my bigger time frame, this was what I was having, right? On a bigger time frame, I was telling you, if you actually check out the video, you realize that what I was saying in that video was very, very simple. There's no way price will not test this zone before actually pushing all the way up. If price wants to go up, it has to test this zone. And at that moment, price wasn't testing that zone. So I was quite pissed and I was quite angry as to what was happening in the market, right? But because I actually know this level was very, very strong, I know for sure that price wasn't going to get above those highs. So that is why I executed this trade and it went straight into profits, right? Over 22K in profits. And that was a marvelous trade. Immediately, price got all the way back down to the zone that I was actually looking forward to buying. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm not going to buy immediately. Listen, I won't buy immediately. I'll wait for a reaction before I'll now buy. So I went to the smaller time frame, waited for my reaction. I got it. I executed my trade, right? And as you can see, I've already secured about 12K. This is a massive trade. So I was being extremely careful. I wanted to execute two trades right here, but it's a massive lot size. So I had to be careful. That's why I executed only one. And right now I'm currently securing about 12K in profit. That is a very nice trade as well. But look at this. Even if you had no clue as to what to do around this zone, you can see the short bar strategy happening just within this range. What is the short bar strategy? The short bar strategy is a very simple strategy that I use on gold 1 minute, right? But this is actually 5 minutes and it's actually came out. This right here is a short bar strategy. You can see we had a push, a pull back, creating a double bottom right here and immediately changing character. That is the short bar strategy. All you needed to do is execute your, sorry about that. All you needed to do is execute your buy around this zone with your stop loss below this range right here and you are good to go, right? So that right there is the short bar strategy and it was actually a confirmation for you to execute a trade. Now, what do you actually understand about this whole thing that I'm just trying to tell you guys? Listen, I said this countless times. If price is not consistent, it's trying to push to a specific level before a reversal. So around this whole zone, which was Monday to Tuesday, price wasn't consistent. The only level that it was consistent was within this range, which was just a consolidation, a push, a pull, a push, a pull, a push, a pull. That was just it. But other than that, it wasn't really consistent and it was just hitting this trend line right here. So what do? You wait for the actual trade. And the actual trade was price pushing all the way back down to this zone, which was also this level right here. Pull liquidity and will shoot all the way up. That was how simple it is. So you remember I told you guys that most of the times it doesn't really matter as to which strategy you are using. Remember, it doesn't really matter. What matters is if you know trend movement or if you understand trend analysis. What is the analysis here? We can see a massive drop. This drop right here could easily be a rejection. And if it's a reaction to this trade right here, there's no way price will not go up. But equally, price can still continue to shoot all the way down, right? But since the day actually opened and it never tested this low, this is a strong zone. Price has to test it. So because you know this, you've done your analysis and you know this, you have to wait for price to test it. When price tests it, that is it. You don't have to stress yourself. Immediately price test it, you are executing your trade and you are good to go. It's that simple. Also remember, me saying immediately price tested doesn't mean price coming all the way down to it, the tip of it hitting it, and immediately you are executing a trade. No, always wait for a confirmation. Confirmations are very, very important in trading because price can easily just push through it. Now, if I actually take you back to when this trade was still running, I actually kept a trade here. I placed an order here, but when it started coming down, I had to get out of that trade and wait to see what was going to happen within this zone. If I see a reaction, a push all the way up followed by a pull, or just a bullish engulfing candle or bullish hammer, I know that this zone is very, very strong. I can now execute my trade. And that was it. Extremely easy. You see how simple it is. So yes, I was this close to actually not trading gold anymore. Trust me, I was this close, because if this actually happened throughout this week again, I would have been so pissed that I wouldn't have actually wanted to trade gold anymore. At least I would have been trading different pairs, because GBP JPY was extremely successful this week. Last week and this week is extremely successful, right? I actually got out of my last trade on that. As you can see, this right here was the last trade that I took. I got out of it because, yes, of course, why won't I get out of it? It was Monday. I took this marvelous trade all the way up. It was a very nice trade, right? But you can see that price is now rejecting above, so I had to get out of the trade and secure at least 20k on this. So this right here was one of the most wonderful trades that I've taken so far within the week, and BTC USD as well. But gold, it came extremely close to me losing it, because gold was extremely tough for me last week. And always remember, if it doesn't make any sense, don't trade. When you look at last week, when you look at this week, Monday, this was the only trade that I actually took. And this was just in the morning. I took this trade and that was it. I did not get any trade again, because I don't have to trade this. This is gambling. I don't have to do that. This would have been easy to trade, because when you look at it, this is just a consolidation, a pure consolidation. Very, very nice one, to be precise. But yes, I still wouldn't trade it as well. As you can see, we broke through and immediately push all the way up. So it's just a pure consolidation, but I wouldn't trade it as well. I'll always wait for the bigger move, which is this one right here. Now, we might actually reach these highs and we might not, right? This is why I always told you guys, execute two trades. You see that right now, I'm actually struggling. You can see that I'm actually struggling, because I've already pushed my stop loss all the way up to this zone, which shouldn't have actually been here. It should have actually been somewhere around this zone right here, because I would have already gotten out of my first TP once we hit this height right here. But because I executed a very huge loss size, I couldn't have executed two. That would have been extremely what? Scary. So I wouldn't have actually done that. So that is why I'm struggling right now. You can see I have to wait for a very good move so that I can execute another trade before I can now get out of this trade, or I'll probably just leave it and price will come and take it out. So you see why it's actually extremely good for you to execute two trades, right? Because trading psychology, it strengthens it a lot, to be honest. That is just it. So I just want to share this to you guys. If price is inconsistent, it's just looking for a zone to push. And always remember, trend analysis is key. Bigger time frames are the best time frames that you can actually use. To be honest, bigger time frames are extremely good. That's why all of my students, I try my best and make sure that they understand trend analysis, because that is extremely good. So please try your best and understand trend analysis. Try your best and analyze your trends on bigger time frames and execute them on smaller time frame. That is just it, and you are good to go. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.